Melissa, why don't you tell us what's going on from your perspective of the world with this market?
It is middle of June, and we are starting to see some changes happening with perhaps a more balanced market, where, we've been talking for probably 2 years that it's been a very strong seller's market. We've had demand outpacing supply. And while economically that is still true, we're starting to see more inventory hit the market, but we're also starting to see buyers getting priced out of the market due to the increasing interest rate environment. So I think that there's also some things going on with consumer confidence, although the indexes don't show it, they're always a month behind, right? So we're seeing that the gas prices are still holding high. The inflation doesn't appear to be relaxing. I think that buyers are starting to, button down those purse strings a little bit. And any buyer that was, I think, sort of on the fence about buying has kind of gotten off the fence, and they're looking, but they're not making offers. This is what I'm hearing from real estate agents throughout Massachusetts and Rhode Island, is that people are just watching more than making offers. And what that does is, while we know that there's a higher demand than there is the supply, it means that the demand is shrinking, even if it is sort of manufactured. At least that's what we're seeing. And I have actually been representing sellers, and I've been talking to agents for the past few weeks. So this is very new, end of May, beginning of June, where sellers are actually needing to make price reductions. We haven't seen that in a very, very long time, where price reductions were necessary. And for the first time, I'm seeing it, real estate agents are seeing it, where if sellers are really taking that position of, I want all the money for this house, they are missing the market. And I don't know if you remember, Greg, because I think you were involved when we started to see short sales a long time ago. And I'm not predicting we're having a big short sale market coming, but what was happening back then is that sellers would price the property and then they'd have to take a reduction. And what we call it is chasing the market. If you're constantly chasing the market, then you're always going to be missing the boat. The property is properly priced for this market, not 6 months ago, heck, not even 2 months ago. Forget about that, right? We are looking at what is the market telling us the house is worth today. What is a buyer going to come in and pay for it? And I'm not trying to say doom and gloom, because I also still have sellers who are entertaining multiple offers. So you may have somebody who's entertaining 3 or 4 offers, not 44 offers though, right? And that's the difference of what we saw just a few short months ago at the beginning of spring. I would say this summer market that we're going into, because heck, it's almost summer, is really more balanced. It's about buyers and sellers finding a good deal that's mutually beneficial.
Transitioning to your next point is understanding the cost of a sale and the ever-changing net sheet. Why don't you talk about that?
What I can tell you is that it's really important, critical in fact, for homeowners to understand what their net numbers are going to be. And what we mean by that is, what's your sales price? What's your mortgage balance that needs to be paid off? Not what's on your account statement, but your actual payoff. And one thing that we saw during the pandemic is that folks were taking advantage of not making their mortgage payments because we had forbearance opportunities or modifications where basically they didn't have to make their payments. And while that was great for those who were in the true, entertainment and hospitality industries and folks that were not working, that needed to take that money and bank it, that doesn't go away, Greg. That money gets tacked on to the back end of those mortgage balances. So if they missed a year of mortgage payments, those are coming home to roost, and they're going to be reflected in a payoff. If you were subject to any kinds of forbearance or non-payments of your mortgage during COVID, then it's absolutely crucial that you're talking about that with a real estate attorney and with your realtor, so that we can look at the numbers with you carefully and be prepared for, okay, well, at the end of the day, after you pay the commissions and the taxes and the municipal bills, where are you going to end up walking away? What are you clearing? Because if you don't know what those numbers are and you don't have a true understanding of those balances that are owed, you're going to have a very unpleasant surprise at the end of this rainbow, my friend. And at that point, you don't have a choice. You are contractually obligated to sell your house. So you have to finish. You have to close.